mentors, we're energy healers. We help you get into your power, into your life. Hey, Jen, get into the reality that you want to experience, not the reality that has been created by you subconsciously. Getting you through your stuff.
Good morning.
Right? So, hi guys, we're so excited to see you this morning. We're going to be talking about something very important. We're going to be talking about self-worth. We're going to be talking about you being worthy.
Nick, Paul,
and in the
Sarah.
energy that we have right now, this is really, really important conversation. And so I'm going to ask you guys to help us to get this message out there, right? So if the message feels like it's resonating as we're going through this, please, if somebody feels like you have somebody in mind that needs to hear this message, tag them, right? We're here serving. So we want as many people to be served as possible. So we're going to ask you guys to help us with that. And we're going to ask you to share the video, right? So if it is resonating for you, share it. Allow this message to get out there, especially what we are talking about today and what is going on with the energy. At the end of this, we're going to take a moment of silence for everything that's been going on. We're going to talk about that as well. But we want to just kind of jump in with a high note and the high energy that, we're coming in with this morning. We know the energies have been really intense. We know that it's also been an amazing transformative time. And so we are so excited here, and we're so excited to be here with you guys this morning. So let's jump in and talk about self-worth.
Oh, you are worthy, baby. You are worthy. So I'm going to start this out with talking about sex. Yes! Sexual healing. Sexual healing, baby. No, we're not going to talk about sexual healing. So I want to talk about conception. Your conception. Right? You got this, I don't know much about sperm, but you got the sperm, you got this egg, and all of a sudden, you have this cell. You have this cell that all of a sudden that cell becomes 2. I like sexy too, Jessica. And then it becomes like 4. And I'm not a scientist, so I don't know foot, but it's just like all of a sudden the heart is formed. That's a miracle, right? All of a sudden arms are formed. All of a sudden, like your cells are directing and know where to go and grow, and mama got an alien in her baby and she's like, this is where this thing is kicking. You're a miracle. All of you are miracles. Scientists estimate now the probability of you being born is about 1 in a 400 trillion chance. 1 in 400 trillion chance. Right? They broke apart a proverb of Buddhists, and they broke it down to 1 in 700 trillion of a chance that you're here. You understand what I am saying? You guys are miracles just by breathing. Yes. And then, here we go, I'm going to take the story to another level. Then you're born, right? You come out, you open your eyes, you're like, ah! They're like, it's a boy, it's a girl. And some of you, when you're like, it's a girl, deep down you feel like a boy. And some of you that are girls don't really just like add up to what real feminine girls should be. And all of a sudden, we start to separate, we start to feel like crap. You go to grade school and they give you a star for everything that you do right, and maybe you're just really sensitive and quiet and you don't get stars, and all of a sudden you're like, I'm just a piece of crap. We go into college, or we go into high school, and they're like, oh, you're too skinny, you're too fat, flaquita, flaco, gordo, I'm just speaking Spanish because my coach is Spanish. Right? All these things start to happen. We got to get into the best college, right? I have to get that degree. I have to be married. I have to have the house. And it's like if we ever fall short of those things, all of a sudden, like our worth is out the window. It's gone. It's completely, completely gone, right? We hold these expectations, yes. And now because of social media, you're seeing so many people putting themselves out there, and so many successful entrepreneurs and people that are models and perfect body. And if you're not fitting up to that, all of a sudden you're like, my word, like I don't feel good enough. And I've been there. I still go there, right? These things still trigger me. And I want to keep bringing it back to the miracle that you are for just being here. That cell that turned into this friggin' beautiful being.
Yes.
That miracle.
And so when Nicole was talking, I was hearing how we measure ourselves, right? From just existing, from just being born and going, wow, I'm a miracle, just energetically, you're a miracle, you're this amazing energy. And then going into these measuring sticks, right? And so I want you guys to think about, what is we love you too? What is your measuring stick? How are you measuring yourself, right? Where do those standards come from? Do they serve you, right? And actually, it's interesting, Nicole was talking about social media, and that's a platform of measurement that is not even remotely authentic.
No.
Right?
No.
So we don't have social media, mostly to highlight the challenges and the difficulties in our lives. We highlight all of the things that look really nice, right? We create a structure. And so using that as a measuring stick is a measuring stick that not only is full of comparison and difficulty and things that don't serve us, but it's a measuring stick that isn't even comparing to authenticity. And one of the things that I always tell people is, don't measure your internal reality with somebody's external reality, right? Because we don't know what somebody is going through. And we felt this a lot recently, and in general as a reminder, right? You do not know what somebody is going through. So measuring their external reality to your internal reality creates a false comparison, right? And how are you measuring yourself? Are you measuring the fact that you have a degree or you don't? Are you measuring yourself with what's in your bank account? Are you measuring yourself with all of these things that are defeating you and making you feel bad about yourself and making you feel that you aren't good enough and that you aren't worthy? Because the thing is that there is no comparison other than how you are doing on the inside, who you are you expressing yourself, are you aligned, and remembering this miracle that you are, that you can show other people, right? And the lack of worthiness causes so many difficulties in your life. Why is this so important, right? And I asked you guys, some of you are hopping on now, so I'm really excited that you guys are joining us, and I said this is a really important message, so if you guys can share, if you can invite people, if you can comment and tag people underneath here to allow this message to be, spread. When we are feeling unworthy, we also block receiving in our life, we block expansion in our life, we block all of these things that we're wanting to have.
Yes.
So if you're feeling frustrated by circumstances and you're looking and you're saying, I don't have the money that I want, I don't have the partner that I want, I don't have all these things, one of the major roots to come back to, and we have to come back to constantly, is worth. Because if you say to the universe, I am not deserving of that, you are literally having to push that energy out into the universe, because the universe only sees you as infinitely worthy, right? And over time, we've been conditioned through different things. I am not worthy to ask for what I want for. Ask for what I want. I am not worthy to receive. I am not worthy to show up. I am not good enough for this. I am not good enough for that. How many times have I seen people walk away from loves or jobs or opportunities because they have convinced themselves that they were not good enough for that they didn't deserve that? Let me tell you something right now. You all deserve everything. And I'm going to ask you guys to hashtag I am worthy, right? If you're watching this on the replay, I am worthy. You guys are worthy of everything. And I said that, I had chills all over the right side of my body. You are worthy to receive anything. And if you're saying, but Dov, you don't know what I've done, you don't know what I've been through, you don't know what's happened in my life, I don't care. You are worthy no matter what it is that you have done or experienced or had been told. You are so perfect and so worthy. And if we allow ourselves to use measurings, like measurement systems that don't serve us, then we defeat ourselves. So the thing is that if that's serving you in this moment, and you're saying to me like, well, why would I do something that defeats me? How would that serve me? Well, sometimes we're not ready to let go of the things that defeat us. Sometimes they're still serving us until that next level, right? But if you're ready to move past that, everything is there for you. Everything you can experience. And so don't think, if you've ever had that thought, oh, that person can have that, right? That person can be, married, have kids. That person can have money. That person can travel, but not me. Right? That reality is possible for them, but not me. But why not for you? Because you are absolutely a perfect miracle, right? And Nicole was saying, if your existence on a conservative estimate, right, is a miracle that was caused by a 1 in 400 trillion chance, then I'm pretty sure you can experience and have anything you want in your life. Because those odds are so much smaller that it's not even funny, right? So it's not about creating that. It's about believing that you're worthy of that.
Yes.
Sometimes people come to us and they want to work on their financial situation. They say to us, you know, I'll make, and they come up with a very conservative estimate. I'm like, is that what you really want to experience in your life? Perhaps it's not, but maybe they don't feel that they're worthy of having more, or they don't feel that it's possible for them to have more because they look at themselves as small when you are not small. You are so enormous. You are so beautiful. You are so powerful. And you're so loved that your natural state of being is a miracle, that the whole universe wants to orchestrate that miracle and orchestrate to meet your needs and your desires. And so a lot of times we have to look back to this state. And when we feel unworthy, we feel also that we should be punished. And we attract punishment. And we allow ourselves to be punished. And we buy into old templates that teach fear and teach punishment. And there's nothing about what you have experienced in your life that you deserve punishment. There is nothing about who you are that you should be suffering or being punished. Does life have pain attached to it? It does. But it's not the pursuit of the avoidance of pain. Life has pain and it has joy. We've talked about this, right? But there doesn't have to be the suffering. There doesn't have to be the flogging. There doesn't have to be the abuse. I remember, you know, for a while for Nicole, she really wanted to have that degree. She had all these ideas of what measurements
PhD,
was.
baby.
Right? She had all these ideas of what it was to actually be able to succeed. How many times I've spoken to somebody, I want to have this, but I don't have that, so I'm not ready. I'm not worthy of that. Well, guess what? You're still perfect, exactly where you are. And if you want to achieve those things, if those things are a self-expression, that's different. And we're going to talk about the difference, right, of being aligned and walking in that versus talking about worthiness. But comparison on the outside, allowing yourself in this moment, right, to see your blessing of what you are, to see the miracle of who you are.
Yeah, before we go there, I just wanted to share something with you, because a lot of you are like, but you don't know what I've done and you don't know what I've been through. I want to just share a story with how much the universe forgives you and loves you, how much the energy that is within us forgives you and loves you, and that you deserve to forgive yourself and love yourself. So I was sitting here and I'm thinking about, wow, like my body, what I put my body through. 20 years off and on of drug use, 10 years of an eating disorder, throwing up every day, right? Because I just didn't feel, I hated myself. And my body fought for me.
Yeah.
It fought for me, right? It kept me alive. Not only did it keep me alive, it healed itself, right? You ever see people, they go to a dog shelter and they get that dog that just got abused his whole life. And you know what that dog does? It loves anyways. It gets better. Those dogs get better, even though they were abused their whole lives. You can see that transformation is possible at every moment. Like in this moment, you could let go of all that you did and be all that you are right now.
Yes.
You could just be like, I don't want to carry that anymore. I don't want to carry this burden of holding on to like, oh my God, I'm a failure. Oh my God, last week, right? Every time that Dov and I are about to do a Sunday sermon, we do it on self-worth, I get tested on my worth. So all week I was just going into this energy of failure energy, and it had nothing to do with Nicole today. It had to do with Nicole when she was 14. And I sat with that Nicole, and I was like, oof, oh God, I wasn't heard. I was just, and I was angry, and it felt like such a failure, and I released it because it is no longer mine anymore. There's parts of your life when you were younger, you were so angry for people not being there. You're so freaking angry for people not listening to you. You're so angry for the abuse. And that was you then, and now you're a completely different person. You have the capabilities of switching and pushing that part away from you, out of your being, because it doesn't make you who you are. And we latch onto these things and we create an identity in it, and it's not who you are. Does it show you who you are? Yes. Because you're strong enough to have gone through all of that. And now you're standing here and wow, do I see just something magical. And when I tell you you're a miracle, I'm going to keep saying it. You're a miracle. And you chose to be here. And you want to be here.
Yes.
Like if I cleared out all the bull crap and I put you in just this real connected to source energy, you would take a deep breath and go, oh my God, why would I ever not wanted to be here? Woo! Because what we're doing here right now, what you guys are doing by coming together and shifting your lives and shifting your consciousness and being love in all areas, because you guys know how I feel about love. I am love and I love love and love is my life. And yes, love. It changed my life, love. Right? Dove loved me. I allowed God to love me. Allowing love in so you could receive, so that you could feel who you really are, because you are love. And when you tap into that, holy God, your whole reality is going to change. It is changing. It's changing right now.
Oh, amen. Guys, hashtag I am a miracle. You are a miracle. You are a miracle. And you deserve all of that. And everything shifts at every single moment that you are experiencing it. So if in this moment you're having a revelation about something and you're like, I'm ready to let that go. I am ready to let go of the part of me that feels unworthy. I am ready to at least start that process. You can start it right now. You can just look at it from a slightly different perspective and say, my worth comes from nothing but the simple fact that I am a facet of the universe. I am part of all things.
Yes.
I am an expression of source or God or creator, right? So if you're out there and you're like, well, I love my dog. I love the trees. I love nature. I love God. I love source. I love the universe, whatever you are comfortable with. If there are things out there you find awe with, if there are people out there that you find awe towards, if you have love and you find them to be worthy, then it does not make any sense for us to not feel worthy about ourselves, because you are part of that. Yes. And if you do not feel worth about yourself, then you can't feel that worth about all those other things as well. It's the same about love. You deserve that love. And you deserve to know that you are worthy of all of those things. And none of those things outside of you create that measurement. And so I told you guys I was going to talk to you about the difference between purpose and worth.
Yes.
Because we can exist with worth no matter what we do, okay? So some of you guys might get triggered out there, but no matter who you are, no matter who you think of, no matter what they've done, they have worth, because they are the existence and a facet of all things. And so your actions, behaviors, they never increase or decrease your worth. Okay? Again, they don't increase or decrease your worth. Your worth is already incredible. You are already just part of the fabric. Now, there is one thing to measure worth and think, well, I'm going to be happier when I have this. I'm going to be happier when I have that. I'm going to be happier. And then there's something that really does impact us, which is purpose.
Yes.
Okay, and for me, purpose here, right? Some of you call it mission. Some of you call it purpose. Why we exist. It's to express who you are fully and completely. It's to understand who you are fully and completely.
Yes. As
much as possible, and it's to express that state. Okay? And in that, we have our purpose. Our purpose is to be who we are fully and completely. And so when we are not in our purpose, when we are not expressing ourselves in a certain area, we can feel anxious and scared and concerned, and we can feel depression of our energy, and we can feel a lack of direction. We can feel that we're sort of floating in the abyss, not knowing where to go. And that's not because you're unworthy. It's because you have misstepped in that alignment, because that alignment really is just expressing who you are, and you're not in that expression. And so you feel as though you're floating in the ocean, kind of going nowhere, and you don't know who you are or why you're here. And it feels bad, and it feels like you are losing self-worth, and it's not. So there's a difference between the two. And this is why, for me, the pursuit of finding myself and remembering myself and expressing myself was everything. It is everything. And so, actually, Nicole and I are going to be talking on our private pages one of these days about this, and then maybe even sharing it here. We're going to talk about it here with you right now. But I had to walk away from all of the things that I spent years and years and years building, right? So maybe you have really good on paper. Maybe you have all that stuff that said you would feel self-worth. Maybe you have, the degree and the professional career and the car and the bank account and all of those things. Maybe you already have that. And you're looking at it going, I don't feel my purpose. I feel lost. How many times do we see that? So if you're out there projecting on other people and saying, well, they already have all of that, so they don't have room to feel unworthy, that's not what makes us feel full. It can alleviate things. It can create an experience that you want to have. You are entitled to any experience you want to have, right? As long as you're not harming other people. So you can be a millionaire and have 50 cars, but that doesn't mean that you're going to feel worthy. And it doesn't mean that you're going to feel fulfilled. And it doesn't mean you're going to understand why you're here. Okay? And so that is that purpose. And so for me, I was doing what I thought. I always knew since I was 5 years old that I wanted that purpose. And I was doing what I thought was my purpose, but it didn't feel right. It wasn't complete. I needed to connect with you guys. I needed to do more. Yes. I knew I could do more. I knew it wasn't all of who I was. I knew that I was living a reality where I was a little bit this person one day, at work, a little bit a different person at night, and then maybe on the weekends I could be a different version of me. And I said, no, I have to be all of me at one time. And I need to give all of me to you guys. And I need to give all of me to this world. And I need to be able to breathe and know that my self-worth is there because I'm also in my alignment and expressing, and that I don't have to feel suffocated because I'm expressing who I am all of the time.
Woo! Yeah. So 3 things to look at. What are your gifts? Right? Those are important. You guys know what they are. I know that if I told you, you're like, I don't really know. No, I think if you sat with yourself, like, so sometimes when people ask me questions and I'm like, I don't know. And then all of a sudden I hear my guides go, think about it. And all of a sudden, 2 seconds, I get the answer. What are your gifts? What are you good at? Right? Also, what's your passion? And more importantly than that is the third one, which I should have put in the first, is what are your values? What is important to you? And if you're not sure what's important to you, you can see what you admire in other people, and I promise you that that's what's important to you.
Yes.
And it's important that that's the measuring stick that we were talking about that doesn't work. The other measuring sticks we were talking about, there's a measuring stick. If you guys know who I am. I am love, I am loyal, I am vulnerable, I am authentic. My gifts are, I have all these gifts with healing. I can channel, I can see things that maybe somebody else doesn't see in this world. And I know I have all these things. And so I make sure that every day that I'm able to express that. I love to laugh. I love to make people laugh. I make sure that I do that too. Those things are important to me, that I have happiness, that I have peace, that I have joy, more importantly than money. And I want to be financially secure. That's important to me so that I can have a platform to serve. All those things are important to me. Those are things that I value. Those are things that I know that for right now I have them on the list, and I make sure that I tend to all of them, because when I do that, I am completely 100% aligned. 100% aligned. And when you're not aligned, you will be anxious. You will be depressed. Yes. You will be aggravated. Yes. You will be angry. Not that we don't go through those emotions on a daily basis because of situations that we need to look at ourselves.
Yes.
But sometimes when we go into something, you're like, why do I feel this way? And then all of a sudden I'm going, because I'm not supposed to be in this space. I wasn't supposed to be at that job. Yes. But how would I make money? And I was just like freaking out. And then I just took, I took a jump off a cliff to do this. We jumped off a cliff, Dov and I, to start this business. Right, we were stable in Brooklyn. We were stable. I had a Gucci apartment in a really good neighborhood. I loved the little cafe on the corner. The food there is just bomb. And all of a sudden, it's like, nope, you can leave and you can start something and you can go into mission and you can do that. And what I realized was that even before that, Dov and I just being together, yes, our love was mission. Us keeping this baby, this union, that was part of our purpose. So whatever it is, it doesn't need to be what Dov and I are doing. It doesn't need to be what so-and-so is doing. It could just be as simple as oh my God, you know what? I love sharing compassion and love. I love being there for people. I love being heard. And then allowing your life to make that a priority because you deserve it.
Yes.
You deserve it.
You do, because you're worthy, right? Because you're worthy.
You're quitting your job. Make sure that you got that planned out.
Right. We'll talk that longer version of how difficult that was, right?
Yes.
Without planning. But there is actually something to be said about jumping into mission, right? There is something to be said about jumping into self-expression when you really understand what that is, right? And the thing is that you then step into an aligned state. And when we talk about alignment, unfortunately, it's become something that's very, very talked about with no background, right? So a lot of people are like, yeah, alignment, 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 and then nobody knows what the heck that means, right? And it's because we don't understand a lot of who we are in order to understand what that means. And the thing is, when you're in that flow, I tell people it's like standing in a river, right? And in that river, everything is pouring towards you, right? It's actually gravitating towards you versus being just 1 foot onto the bank and having to reach yourself out into the river to grab what is passing by. And that is the difference for me between being slightly misaligned and being aligned. Allowing things to come towards you as you're magnetically pulling them towards you. So, having said that, sometimes the thing that you wouldn't think is going to actually bring you all of the logistics, like Nicole said, like, well, if I do that and then I won't have money, but then being who you really, really are, you will. You will have that if you are willing to receive it. And you are in that aligned energy. You will have the compensation. You will have the partner. You will have the peace. You will have the time that you want. All of those things are all things that we can create. And Nicole and I are going to be talking more about it. We are desperately in need of moving out of the lack mentality that is there.
Yes.
Right? And that, I mean, with regard to everything. But where we're starting right now is the fact that if you do not see that you are so incredibly worthy of any and everything, then there isn't even a way around that aspect. So just for today, just for this moment, I want you guys to allow yourself to ground into that reality. That you are absolutely worthy just by the simple fact that you are breathing and existing, and you are an existential miracle.
Yes, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Kita. It's very interesting. So for all of you, if you didn't see that, you just said that you are a vegan and you work at a steakhouse and it's time to go because you said I was going to quit my job. And so what I would give you all as a learning curve and an assignment is just ask the universe to replace that job. Be like, okay, this isn't working for me because this doesn't align with me anymore. This makes me feel really uncomfortable.
Yes.
So please replace this so I have something to back up. And I promise you, if you do that and really stay open to receiving, there'll be another job like right around the corner and you'll be able to move. And that's for all of you. If there's something that you're doing in your life and you're just like, oh my God, and you're scared, ask for a sign, ask for another way, ask for the other job, ask for something to happen to shift out. Be like, can you replace this in my life? Because I really need my job. And watch what the universe does. And allow yourself to be open to receive.
Yes.
Right, Dov was talking about receiving. This is so important. We ask for a lot of things. We pray for a lot of things. And then when it happens, we don't even see it. Because we're like, oh no, that's not for me.
Yes.
Oh, no, I can't take that. I remember once I was feeling so crappy about myself and I just wanted to get any kind of job. And this guy like wanted me to manage his cafe. Because he saw in me something.
Yes.
I blew that job up. God, I am so sorry. I blew that job up. I literally sabotaged leaving that job, right? Because I didn't think I was worthy.
Yeah.
Right? I was so scared. And I was more than worthy. I was doing a great job. A lot of you are amazing. You say that you're not, but you are.
Yeah.
Right? So we just release that right now. We release these lies, man. We release all this stuff. And you're like, but I kept doing it too. 20 years on the hamster wheel, doing the same over and over and over, not learning from my lessons. And then all of a sudden, I started to learn and I started to get it, right? I'm really stubborn. So it took a really long time, right? And for me, it wasn't a long time because I'm so happy that I'm about to turn 40 and my life looks the way it does, right? So we love you guys so, so much.
Absolutely. So because, I told you guys this was a really important message right now because we talked about alignment, we talked about purpose, we talked about the miracle of existence, right? And there's been a lot of difficulty this week. There's been a lot of pain, right? There has been people who are not here anymore. There has been lives lost. There has been tragedies in different countries. There has been natural disasters. There has been a heaviness and an energy of heaviness, right? And I'm not going to bring us into that. I'm going to ask, actually, for all of you to just take a moment, right? And honor, so that, because what we honor, what we focus on multiplies. I want you to honor your worth, okay? Honor how important you are to be here. And I want to unplug all of you guys. Just imagine letting go of that energy, not because we don't care, because we do. We're taking that time. Because when you release the energy, when you release the weight, when you release the permission, you can expand in that love and that worth that everyone needs so badly. So when you think that you are unworthy, your decision to see your self-worth is not only for you. It is contagious. Okay? Energy is contagious. When we feel unworthy, it is contagious. When we feel worthy and love and we release that weight and we expand into that love energy, it is contagious. Yes. And guess what? This world needs it. Yes. It needs it really bad right now. We need to show kids and we need to show people that it is okay, that they can find that peace and that worthiness no matter what is going on. So if you're looking around and you're going, my life is a disaster, or my life's amazing, which is even worse, and I still feel unworthy, right? Because that can sometimes be worse. Understand that you're starting that healing process in you is giving potential and possibility for so many others, because only through the example of what happens in us, and you never have to stand on a platform, you never have to tell other people, you literally can contagiously share that energy as you walk down the street, walk to the grocery store. You don't even have to say a word. It's in your consciousness. Shifting out of that consciousness and raising that energy in the consciousness of love, raising it in the energy of self-worth and potential and possibility. So I want you guys to all feel how it's possible, because there's so many people that felt that there was no more possibility this week, right? And that's so heavy on my heart, because that feeling of no more possibility, when possibility is infinite.
Yes.
It's infinite. And I want you guys to anchor that energy of it. It is infinite, because you are infinitely worthy and a miracle, right? So I want to honor, and instead of sending sadness and fear and all of those things, I want to honor everyone out there.
Yes.
And I want to see you as so beautiful and whole and amazing, and I want you to do the same for others. And I do want to ask of you a favor. I want to ask you to start to give yourself kindness so that you can give it to others.
Yes.
When I said do not compare your insides to other people's outsides, it makes me very sad. It is something I will speak about a lot as I go through my life. It makes me very sad that we create deep criticism of other people whom we don't know.
Yes.
That we do not understand where they're coming from. And it does not matter what their reality looks like. It does not matter if they're not nice to you. You can step away and create boundaries.
Yes.
We don't have to send them hate. It does not matter if they're very, very wealthy and you are very deeply triggered by that reality. That does not give us permission to hurt them. We have to become responsible for the kindness that we project. But the reason that we can be unkind to anyone else is because we are so deeply unkind to ourselves.
Yes.
We are so deeply critical. We have such low self-worth at times. We feel that we do not deserve that, and we speak to ourselves in such horrible manners and such painful ways that we hurt ourselves so bad that we want to then project that hurt onto other people, and so we want somebody else to hurt with us. Right? It's not what you think. We're built to love each other, right? And you deserve it, and they deserve it as well. So I'm sending you guys all of my love from my heart, and I see all of your worth and all of your potential, and I don't care what you have done or what you are doing. I love you just the way you are. There is nothing that you could say, and every person, as I said, is 100% worthy. So I'm going to ask you guys, if this video helped you, I'm going to ask you to make sure other people see it, even if it's in a private message, right? Or that you share it, or that you tag people so that they can hear it, so that we can allow everyone to feel that. The energy that you are creating right now, you are contributing to this. It's not just us here contributing to this. We are not separate.
Nope.
Right? When we talked about that the other weekend, separation is the original sin. You are not separate.
Nope.
You are connected. And so feeling your worth and your self-love and sharing that, you are contagiously sharing what we need to share right now. And I love you guys so much.
We love you so, so much. Sophia loves you. She's being bad over here. Well, she's being cute. She's getting all this love from me. So we love you guys so, so much.
I love you guys so much. We will see you guys next Sunday at 11. We're so thankful that you are here. And like I said, if you're just joining us and this resonates, please make sure you stay tuned and you like our page, because we are going to have so much more for you. This is going to be a big week, a big couple weeks. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff and helping you guys get out of some of these ruts. We hope that this message has been helpful. We love you with all of our heart. And remember that you are absolutely a miraculous, worthy miracle. Bye, guys.
Bye.